Finish him! You know what, bro? I don't feel like it. I'm gonna go get some tacos. Wait, hey. Could you get me a soft taco supreme? Alright, what's up fellow collectors? Today I'm doing a review on the Mortal Kombat Shao Kahn's Arena set. It's a huge box set, obviously. You got Shao Kahn, you got a bunch of little pillars, and he's got his throne back there, and he comes with his hammer, which I'm really excited to see what that's about. Look at the packaging. You can see a nice display of him sitting on his throne. The 20th anniversary Mortal Kombat sign up here. This is celebrating the 20th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. Started in 1992. That's crazy. We go back here. We have a picture of Shao Kahn and some writing here. If you want to read this, go ahead and pause the video and you'll be able to read this biography. You also got some characters on the bottom here of all the different figures that they have available. These are all for like the 6-inch line though right now. Some of these are in the 4-inch as well, but most of these are 6-inch. Like the Jax figure, I don't think they make a 4-inch figure version of him. Don't believe so, but everything else you can get in a 4 or a 6-inch scale. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and open this bad boy up and start reviewing on this awesome set for you guys. Alright, and we're back, and I gotta say that I'm very happy that as soon as I opened this guy up, I didn't have any problems with his joints. I didn't have any, loose joints or quality issues in that respect. There are a couple things here and there that I do have to, my complaints about, but overall this is a really great set. So let's talk about Shao Kahn first. This guy, he's about 6 inches tall, which is great because he's actually in scale with the 4-inch figure line. Let me give you a comparison. Here's a comparison between like him and like a 4-inch Smoke. Obviously Shao Kahn's going to be a lot bigger because he's the boss man. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Got the scale right. He comes with a hammer, his signature hammer, which he always beats the crap out of you with in the game. And there's some good detail on the hammer. I like the detail, the rope at the bottom, or the handle. It's even got the Mortal Kombat dragon on the hammer part. It's got a little spike on top, and it's got some gold like inlays here on the hammer. It's a pretty nice piece. It is a rubber piece, pretty flexible. Actually, I want to say, be careful to take this out of the packaging because when I went to pull it out, there's like some tape over it, and it almost like I thought I was gonna rip the hammer in half. But he could actually hold it on his left or right hand, depending on what you want. It just slides right in there, nice and easy, and bam. And I think it actually looks pretty cool with him. I would love it if the hammer was actually a little bit bigger. It does seem a little bit out of scale for him. Maybe if it was like the actual hammer part was a little bit beefier, I think it would make it look a lot better, but what can you do? His articulation is actually really nice. He's got ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, and then just a regular ball on the wrist. The waist has a little bit of articulation. The legs could actually kick out surprisingly pretty far. And he's got ball hinge knees and ankles too. So he could actually get them in a lot of different poses. The only thing that I don't really like is his head, because you can't actually make him look up or down really at all because of this helmet here. Pretty much blocks most of the articulation. But you can look side to side, and that's another problem I have with his shoulder armor too, is, you can only go up so far with his arm because his shoulder armor blocks the articulation. The detail though I do really like. I think it's a pretty good sculpt. I think the detail on it is really nice with the armor. I love all of the leather, or his little flap here. That's pretty cool. All his buckles and inlays here. He looks really buff and muscular too, which is cool. I love all these little spikes on the side of his armor too. All the spikes are really cool, and his helmet I really like. You can see his eyes. He's got those orange, demony looking eyes, which I think is really nice. And then he's got his Jesus sandals on. Overall, it's done pretty well for, you know, a mass-produced figure. It's like a cheaper figure, mass-produced. He comes with his arena set. This thing is actually really cool. There's a lot of great detail on here. I like the skull with the horns on it. It's really got an evil-looking presence to it. And there's a little blood stains all around the piece too, which is really cool. You know, Mortal Kombat is obviously a very violent game. There's blood everywhere. And I like that little extra bit of detail that they give you. As well as the stone too. There's a little bit of dry brushing here, like on the on his, where he would rest his arms on the throne itself. That looks really cool. Definitely happy about that. I definitely like the dry brushing that they put onto this whole piece to make it look weathered, like it's like an old arena type throne. And he actually does sit down right in his throne really, really easily. You could sit him right in there, and he's not going to fall out or move. It's actually really, really snug how you can get him in here, and that's really cool. It's not too big for him to where he's going to fall out or it looks awkward for him to sit in there. I think that's really, really well done. You also get 4 pillars, and on each pillar they attach a chain to each side. You basically assemble it and they plug into these little ports at the end of each pillar, and you can put a minifigure on each side. But that's really cool. You can chain them up there. Unfortunately, the chains aren't really set in scale. They don't really clamp onto the figure or the figure too well to hold him down. They just kind of rest, his hands just kind of rest in there. It's not like anything too crazy where you can, this has any articulation or anything to where you can clamp it down onto his hand. That would be nice. Honestly, it'd make it look a lot more realistic, but just for a display purpose, I guess that would work. My only gripes about these pillars too is plugging in these chain parts. They're not too sturdy in there. You know, it feels like you can just kind of wiggle them out of place really easily. The thought of everything is there, but it's not super spectacular, really. I do like the detail on the pillars, though. There's, again, more blood stains here and there. Blood stains everywhere. It's Mortal Kombat. It's going to be, you know, bloody combat. But overall, I think this is a really great set. These 2 figures are not included, Sub-Zero and Smoke, but really, really awesome set. If you can find this in the store and I pick it up, it's really good to go along with the other figures, and it's a really good display piece too for collectors. You know, I'm really happy about the way everything came out. It would take up a nice space. You could pose figures in the front here and do like a little battle scene, Mortal Kombat scene. You can have figures in the back. You can have Shao Kahn sitting there. You can have Shao Kahn beating someone down with a hammer. Overall, this is just a really, really cool set for collectors, and I would highly, highly recommend picking it up. And if you pick up a couple extra figures for the set, you would have a really nice display, real quick and easy. So that's all I gotta say. I give this guy about a 4 out of 5. There are some issues that I do have with the pillars and stuff not really fitting in with the figures, and just some little things with the details. I wish the hammer was a little bit bigger to be more in scale with the figure, and I do wish his articulation was a little bit better, the way it's hindered by his helmet and his armor, you know, but overall it's a really great set. I would still recommend it, and if you're a collector of Mortal Kombat, definitely pick it up and check it out. One thing I wanted to mention real quick is actually in the packaging, when you open it up, you could actually take out this little bifold piece, and you could use that as a display too for your figures if you don't want to use the whole Shao Kahn's arena display. You just want to put a couple figures on there. And it actually does look really cool. You know, it'd be a nice display piece. You see all the people in the arena watching the Mortal Kombat. You know, you got Shao Kahn here about to take on Rain. And yeah, it's definitely a cool extra feature that they included with the packaging. I like it when you can undo the packaging and make a little display out of it. I think that's really nice. go ahead and feel free to subscribe and check out my channel. I have a ton of other reviews, not just Mortal Kombat stuff, but I also do a lot of Halo and like Mega Bloks, Lego, stuff like that. Just whatever I feel like collecting at the moment. So go ahead and check out my channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you all for watching.